Hello, thank you very much for being a part of our network. The Google Doodle was celebrating the 50th anniversary of British TV series Doctor Who on Friday. South Africans have also found out that the electronic tolling system is going live despite much opposition. We'll discuss how Microsoft plans to help small South African businesses. There's loads more. Find us on SABC Network on Facebook and Twitter. Let's get to your tech and social media news now. South Africa's Transport Minister says she expects no glitches in the collection of money when e-tolls go live on the 3rd of December. The 43 high-tech gantries along Gauteng's network, like the one behind me, will begin recording motorist data and charging them for using the road between Africa's wealthiest city and South Africa's biggest, Johannesburg, and the capital, Pretoria.
The South African National Roads Agency is confident that the electronic tolling system will run exceptionally well. This is because the system has been active for some months now.
SANRAL should be allowed to start collecting toll fees in order to begin to repay the debt incurred when the roads were upgraded. We cannot afford to continue to expose SANRAL's portfolio to any further financial risks, having suffered 2 downgrades by international credit rating institutions.
Gantries are fitted with toll collection equipment recognizing electronic tags that are to be fitted on the vehicles. The cameras on the gantries are tasked with photographing the front and back license plate number as well as the top of the vehicle. Vehicles coming in from other provinces and countries will not be exempt and will be billed.
We prefer them to register as well. We do have the alternative that we are working with our cross-border agency, the CBRT, who will be doing the collection on our behalf as the trucks come into the country.
With a definite date now set come the final rates. Tagged light motor cars will now pay a reduced 30 cents per kilometer. Tariffs for motorcycles are 18 cents per kilometer, while medium heavy vehicles will pay 75 cents per kilometer. R1.50 will be the charge for heavy vehicles as they impose the greatest strain on the road surface.
The Botswana International University of Science and Technology plans to train about 200 Nigerian nationals in oil and gas-related programs. Those identified will be offered scholarships. Nigerian President Goodluck Jonathan recently announced a group of 3,000 to get scholarships. The 200 to attend university in Botswana will be poached from that group. A new report says Kenya and Senegal maximize the most on their usage of the internet in Africa. Tele Khaswane tells us about it.
Senegal and Kenya have been identified as the African countries in which the internet contributes the most to the local economy. This is according to the McKinsey report released in the last week. In Senegal, by far the leading nation on the continent, the internet accounts for 3.3% of the economy. And in East Africa's largest economy, Kenya, the internet is said to contribute 2.9%. McKinsey's research suggests that the overall internet economy in Africa is estimated at around 100 billion rands per annum. By the year 2025, Africa's internet economy could grow to an estimated 3 trillion rands. Morocco, Mozambique, South Africa and Tanzania complete the top 6 African nations in which the internet contributes significantly to the economy.
The Zambia Information and Communications Technology Authority has signed a memorandum of understanding with UNICEF. The MOU is for protection of children on the internet. The one-year partnership wants to create awareness on safe use of ICTs among children in Zambia. While the internet is great for learning and growth, there is also a lot of information there not suitable for children. An American court has ordered Samsung to pay Apple for copying iPhone and iPad features.
Samsung was ordered to pay Apple a whopping $29 billion in damage fees. The jury came to this decision after a week-long trial. It has been a series of ongoing global lawsuits between the two smartphone giants. Apple and Samsung have been at it since the iPhone manufacturer first accused the electronic company of stealing some of its device features. Features such as using fingers to pinch and zoom on the screen, along with the design touches such as the phone's flat, black glass screen, are among the ones in question. Samsung argued that it should have to pay $520 million, but this request was quickly rejected by the jury. Apple says that it was grateful to the jury for imposing cost on Samsung. However, they also added that this lawsuit was not merely about the money, but about protecting the innovation. This case is likely to drag on as Samsung appeals the verdict.
We told you about how Zambia is trying to fight child porn earlier. Now, while a lot of good happens on the internet and it's a space that can grow economies, there is also huge prevalence of child pornography. Governments from all over the world are constantly trying to come up with new methods of fighting child porn. In the United Kingdom, the answer is to work with tech giants.
British Prime Minister David Cameron has announced that he will be teaming up with software engineering giants Microsoft and Google in the fight to eradicate child pornography.
It's work in progress and there's still more to be done because, I won't be happy until we've taken every child abuse image off the internet, until all parents get the real choice of filters to protect their children from pornography.
The two companies have heeded his calls to help. Google has its software engineers tirelessly working on protecting children from online predators.
Really three big things that we've done today. That's first of all developing new technology alongside Microsoft to help identify and remove videos of child sexual abuse.
They've also come up with measures to make it more difficult to find content of child pornography when using the search engine.
It's becoming a busy year end for Nokia. The Finnish company is selling off parts of its business and getting rid of some of its assets. Overseas in India, Nokia has a battle it's fighting there too. People of Finland can't be happy about any of this.
Cell phone giant Nokia is planning to give up its headquarters in Espoo, Finland to Microsoft early next year. This will happen when Microsoft takes over its mobile phone business division. Earlier this week, Nokia shareholders approved the 740 billion rand sale of the company's business. Nokia agreed to sell its devices and services business. The Finnish mobile phone handset producer will now license its patents to Microsoft after failing to recover from a late start in smartphones. Nokia says the sales benefits outweigh any objections to the company's loss. The sale is expected to close in the first quarter of 2014 after regulation clearances. Nokia will relocate to the company-owned property in the Karaportti campus in another part of Espoo. They've already sold their glass and steel building, which is in the Baltic Sea near the Finnish capital Helsinki. Real estate company Exilion has bought it for 2.29 billion rand. As if problems at home in Finland aren't big enough, Nokia has asked a court in Delhi, India, to revoke a freeze on its factory in the country over a tax dispute.
Privacy in how we use technology is something that's worried a lot of people this year. We've heard about countries that requested Google and Facebook for information of users. America has been accused of spying on government leaders and citizens of other countries. Now, plans to host an international internet summit have been brought forward by Brazilian leaders. This is in an effort to combat cyber espionage committed by the American government.
National Security Agency policies used by the USA to monitor Brazil and other neighboring countries have aggravated leaders of the South American country. This has prompted them to hold an international internet conference to focus on internet privacy.
This objective is to create a list of global principles and architecture of this new organization. It is important to say that this entire process, the organization of this meeting, will be multi-sector. Brazil will work with other countries, with representatives of civil society at global level, and those representing companies in the private sector.
Brazil plans on including other countries in the summit.
Internationally, Brazil jointly took up with Germany and the United Nations a resolution project that is being presently examined at the United Nations in respect to the rights to people's privacy.
These plans were pushed by whistleblower Edward Snowden, who revealed that Brazil was one of the NSA's favorite targets. They plan to hold the conference in April 2014.
The new Mini has kept its iconic shape, but the British car has updated its technology. The iconic car is, however, chunkier than how we remember it.
It's iconic, highly sought after, and now more high-tech.
It's unmistakably a Mini from the outside, but under the skin there are huge changes. New engines, 3-cylinder and 4-cylinder engines, brand new interior design and a completely new electronic architecture. So it's a familiar looking Mini, still fantastic fun to drive, but it's all new and very much updated for now.
The Mini first came on the road in 1959 and it revolutionized the industry. But at 3.8 meters long, the new model is the biggest yet. So with its burgeoning size, is the Mini no longer Mini? One industry insider does not seem to mind.
Still got the kind of wheel at each corner stance, it's got short overhangs, it's got round headlights, it's got a similarly shaped grille, so it still is in essence a Mini.
The Mini will drive onto the market after March 2014 and will retail for around 250,000 rands. Despite the price tag, the Mini range accounts for a sixth of the total sales of its parent group, BMW.
And the PS4 and Xbox One are already on sale in different parts of the world. They've been doing pretty well there. Africans will have to wait a bit longer though.
The Xbox One hit the stores on Friday. One analyst says the 5,000 Rand gaming device will struggle against its biggest rival, the PlayStation 4.
Conversations I've had with gamers are they don't want Kinect, they don't want to be forced to pay more for the Kinect camera. They'll also point out to me that the PlayStation 4 is a more powerful box. So it's $100 cheaper and it's more powerful.
As for PlayStation 4 itself, the Sony device received mixed reactions. The good news for the PS4 is that its sales topped the initial results for its predecessor, the PS3. Sony sold 1 million PS4 game consoles in the first 24 hours in its debut in the United States and Canada. The bad news is that a third of Amazon customers who managed to buy the PS4 gave terrible reviews, rating it 1 out of 5. They complained of units that were dead on arrival or worked briefly before conking out.
It's just a design problem. The hard drive thing, clearly the hard drives aren't bolted down securely enough and they're shaking in the box, and apparently Amazon has been rougher on them than other retailers because the reports largely are boxes shipped from Amazon.
The PS4 releases in South Africa on December 13. The Xbox One local release is not yet confirmed.
It's SABC Network on Facebook and Twitter. Find us there. Let's take a short break.
Sometimes a lot of people, in fact, do not have access, firstly, to palliative care. Secondly, even if they do,
So what? Do we just kill them if they don't have access to palliative care?
I think she's actually crudifying my question, with all due respect.
If you actually actively assist somebody to die, then you are convicted of murder.
Who should take the burden of terminating a life?
It's very problematic for doctors to play God.
That's Rights and Recourse, Sundays 2 p.m. on SABC News.
Good evening and welcome to Kaleidoscope, the show that brings you the very best of Africa to the world. Just a few kilometers away from the hustle and bustle of the city is an animal sanctuary known as the Lion Park. Our great team went to go check out and see if the lion is still singing tonight.
Among all of the cat's family, cheetahs are the most easiest to train or to tame.
A youth leader in South Africa said if white people don't like it, that the youth are going to lead South Africa, they can adapt or fly. And I said, thank you for the title. So again, I thank politicians for my title.
That's Kaleidoscope, Sundays 5:30 p.m. on SABC News.
Welcome back. Now, Microsoft says it's trying to help South African small businesses. This is through an online business platform, Biz for Africa.
Microsoft has unveiled an online hub that will give South African small and mid-sized enterprise access to a range of free products and services. They are partnering with Vodacom and National Small Business Chamber, amongst others. The hub at southafrica.bizforafrica.com is specifically designed to combine both IT and non-IT resources available to local SMEs. The baseline services offered are free to SMEs looking to bring their business online. These include a .co.za domain website as well as email for the first year.
Biz for Africa is the one aggregated service that will help small businesses play big in this market.
Microsoft will also place interns in each of their centers across the country.
I'll be getting training from SEDA, Microsoft, Vodacom, and I'll also be learning skills on how to be an entrepreneur at the end of the program.
The launch is the latest step in the company's program to invest entrepreneurs across the world.
Now, joining me in the studio to talk about this is Managing Director of Microsoft South Africa, Mteto Nyati. Thank you for being a part of our network, sir.
Thank you.
Now, why is Microsoft doing this?
You know, as Microsoft South Africa, we have chosen to be relevant to South Africa. By being relevant, it means addressing some of the key challenges that are facing our country. And there are two key challenges that we're focusing on. One is youth unemployment, and secondly is to support small businesses. Both those actually connected in one way or other. Because if you grow small businesses and grow those companies, they will tend to absorb the young unemployed people that are out there. So those two areas are very critical for the growth of our country.
Now, you giving them an online presence, why have you chosen that specifically?
You know, these days, when you're selling to your customers, you can be limited by the physical setting. Whereas if you are selling online, you are no longer limited by the geography where you are in. You can be selling in the US, in the UK, everywhere. You can also connect with new customers there. So what we're doing is to help these companies lower down their cost of operating, because that's another big beauty about technology. It lowers the cost of operating your business whilst it's providing you access to new customers.
Now, Microsoft is a tech company, or competing with other companies as well.
Yes.
So why such a need to help startups, or to help rather SMEs rather?
Yeah, for me, the key is to go back to why we're trying to drive this thing. We have a huge unemployment problem in our country. And the trick to addressing unemployment is to support and grow small businesses.
All right.
As we drive that, we are going to be absorbing these many, many thousands of young unemployed. But at the same time, as a Microsoft, we are in the business to do business. So we are targeting these small companies as well to buy some of our technology that will help them to be agile and help them to be efficient.
Have you identified some of those companies?
Already, the companies, we've got the thousands already that have enrolled in terms of the platform. And we're hoping to, over the next year, to be signing up thousands and thousands of small businesses into this platform. And this platform is there not just being driven by Microsoft. We've got partners. We've got ABSA, Vodacom, SABC, we've got SEDA, we've got 35 other companies that are supporting us in this initiative. I'm very excited. In fact, I'm using this platform today to invite other large companies to join this very important effort.
Now, southafrica.bizforafrica.com,
yes.
What would one find there?
What you'll find is that if you are a small business, you are faced with things like, how do I run my finance? How do I do marketing? What kind of technology do I need? You know, all of this, how do I address my tax issues? So all of the questions that small businesses typically face, and they do not know where to go, they will find this is like a one-stop shop for small business, and it helps them address most of their problems that are facing.
Is this happening online?
Yes, it is online.
Only online?
No. Because we are partnering with SEDA, which is Small Enterprise Development Agency, SEDA has got about 43 offices throughout the country. And in those offices, we've got physical presence of people. And we have even, as Microsoft, have placed additional small young people in those centers to support small businesses, and they come to request for some help.
All right. Now, Mr. Mteto Nyati, Managing Director of Microsoft South Africa, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks for bye. All right, let's take a quick break now, and we'll be back. It's SABC Network on Facebook and Twitter.
What time is it? It's question time.
Where are these 144,000 people? Are they only in the Jehovah's Witnesses?
To be honest, that is a question that God only can answer.
But you are more than 144,000, which means the rest are not going to the kingdom.
They are going to live on the earth.
That's question time with me, Mpho Tsedu, Monday to Saturday, 5:30 p.m. on SABC News.
Hello and welcome to Network. My name is Spumelele Zondi.
Currently, we've got 3 apps that we've developed: the Q Marshall app, a commuter app, and a taxi association app.
The Chinese e-commerce company Alibaba Group Holding has decided to pursue an IPO in New York. Safaricom wants to introduce M-Pesa to Kenya's popular matatu industry. This will enable commuters to pay taxi fares using mobile money.
That's Network, Sundays, 7:30 p.m. on SABC News.
Welcome back. Now, the startup bus has been moving from Harare in Zimbabwe to Cape Town in South Africa. It's carrying people who are pitching various IT business ideas. Let's take a look.
I wanna be on the startup bus so freaking bad. Try all the ideas I've ever had. I wanna be on the cover of Inc. magazine.
The selected 30 participants will have a vast mix of backgrounds and will be selected from hundreds of applications. We connect and develop experts from 3 disciplines: engineering, design, and business.
These broad young entrepreneurs from Africa and the rest of the world will be focusing on the development of startups in 3 sectors: mobile, healthcare, and energy. Our tour will kick off in Harare, Zimbabwe, and we'll be going via Johannesburg and Bloemfontein to Cape Town.
There used to be one of us when I'm on the startup bus.
Now, joining us from Cape Town is Stuart Minar, who is a South African tech entrepreneur and is also part of the Startup Bus organizing team. Also joining us is Jabulani Mpofu, the co-founder of Neolab, operating out of Zimbabwe. Gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks for having us, Ibrele.
Now, Stuart, starting with you, what exactly is the idea behind Startup Bus?
The idea behind Startup Bus is, it's quite simple. We take a bus and we fill it with entrepreneurs to travel through a few countries with the intention to come up with an idea to solve any form of issue. And en route, they come up with the idea, and by the end of the trip, they have a launchable startup.
Now, who is on the bus and how are they selected?
It was quite a rigorous process. We had about close to 200 applications, which we had to narrow down to 30 entrepreneurs, 13 of which were from all over the world, and 17 were from Africa. and what we're looking for were people with skills in designing or developing or had some experience as being part of a startup to come up with any kind of idea to solve 3 issues in Africa: healthcare, mobile, or energy.
Now, Jabulani, you were inside the bus. So what were your experiences there?
The bus was phenomenal. It's one of the best, experiences I've had since I have started as a startup. We get to interact with some of the brightest minds across the world. I mean, my team in particular, we had Herman from India, we had 2 guys from Germany, we had a guy from Austria, the United States, and myself from Zimbabwe. It was just amazing. It was high power, active, and high caffeine, very caffeinated. We barely slept for 3 days.
What's NeoLab, Jabulani?
NeoLab is a tech startup that is mostly focusing on optimizing workflows and integrating technology into project management for agile teams in Zimbabwe. You see, we have so many project management tools off of the internet, Basecamp and the likes, but they are not built within context. The context of Africa, our low bandwidth, and the fact that people work in such remote areas. So what basically we're doing is we're developing project management systems that take in place that context so that teams can collaborate and manage their workflows more easily over the internet.
And what did we pick up from your other team members?
What did we?
What did you personally pick up from your team members?
What personally I picked up from my team members is idea of how to think of a design of the idea of formulating an idea. We learned this process which we call design thinking, in which we're just going in there, we're just free roaming and coming up with an idea. I learned about how to structure ideas more logically for market ready from some of the business guys on the team. I learned about how to communicate your ideas more efficiently, how to get information and set up partners from some of the more international business guys that were on the team. And basically I learned a whole lot of stuff about how to structure myself as a business, because mostly I come from a developer programmer background. So now getting all this input on how to think of technology and startups and programming and products in a more of a business mindset than purely from a product point of view.
All right, Stuart. Jabulani mentioned that there were people from India, so it's not limited to Africans, is it?
No, it's not limited to Africans at all. The intention was just to have the bus travel through Africa, but we had people from India, Austria, Australia, Germany, the UK, the US, and the intention is to mix entrepreneurs that come from different backgrounds, because in that mixture, there's magic that pops through in solving problems.
All right. Tell us about that magic and what you found in the past and what you're finding now.
I think what the guys managed to do on a bus over 5 days, to come up with solutions for big issues in a very short space. I was very impressed with the quality of the ideas and businesses that have come up through the process. And I think it's a common thing if you put entrepreneurs into a room and you plant a problem in the middle. The minds just take on a whole different kind of thinking to come up with a solution.
All right, Stuart Minaro, Startup Bus organizing team member, and Jabulani Mpofu, who's a co-founder of NeoLab operating out of Zimbabwe. Thank you very much for joining us on Network.
Thanks very much for having us.
All right, so here's what's been happening in social media. Orlando Pirates beat SuperSport United on Saturday, and Platinum Stars beat Kaizer Chiefs for both Pirates and Stars to now meet in the final of the Telkom Knockout Cup. Both teams have shared their happiness in social media, and their fans have been tweeting and Facebooking their excitement. As the electronic tolling system goes live in South Africa, many people in the country have been sharing videos and messages showing their dissatisfaction with the government over this. E-tolls will start charging drivers on December 3. After the news that South African comedian Trevor Noah will star in his very own sitcom in the United States of America, social media went viral with messages in the country. Noah has just finished touring Southern Africa and is beginning his tour of Europe. He has appeared on many television shows in America, Australia, and the United Kingdom. All right, so that's all we have for you. Find us on Facebook and Twitter. We are on SABC Network there. The Azonto is a dance craze from Ghana that is huge all over the world, really. We leave you with a video with over 5 million hits on YouTube. The group is called Fuse ODG, and they're doing the Azonto in a Manchester restaurant and the Tube in the UK. From me and the rest of the team, have a good one.
I should've listened before. She done do me like Antenna. She just controlling my phone. She done do me like Antenna. I don't get perception no more. She done do me like Antenna. She done chew my mind go solo. She done do me like Antenna. Cause every day she's switching my mind, oh. She wanna chop my pee, do I look like square? I mean, do you really care? Cause what's yours she keep, you don't really share. I see how you moving there. You better just stay in line. All I wanna do is just make you mine. You make my heart beat like playing rhyme. Now you won't leave and say goodbye. Africa lady, you know say you drive me crazy. I can't let you do me shady. The things that you do don't faze me. London baby, you know say you drive me crazy. I can't let you do me shady. The things that you do don't faze me. She done do me right, oh, but she done spent my money, oh.
SABC News plays a critical role in providing